The H1B Guy here, and today, the H1B Guy news for the week ending October 28th, 2022. Today I'll cover Rep. Zoe Lofgren talks Eagle Act, H1B application process change, and calculating CSPA. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to the H1B Guy channel here on YouTube and like this video so that I can continue to produce more content like this for you. I also wanted to mention that H1B Guy offers a variety of consulting services. I help businesses and individuals solve complex work authorization issues in the recruitment process while bringing awareness to employment-based immigration benefits. If I can help you, please reach out. I'd love to hear how. And you can book an appointment directly with me via the h1bguy.com. Today's news is brought to you by Syndesis and Path to Canada, the ideal plan B for high-skilled immigrants currently located in the U.S. whose status may be uncertain, by PERM-Ads.com, the industry leader in providing a seamless experience for employers and immigration attorneys navigating the complex PERM recruitment ad phase of the labor certification process, and by Mob Squad. Are you a technology professional facing U.S. work visa-related challenges? Don't leave your fate up to chance. Our partner, Mob Squad, has a solution. Join the squad. Now, the news. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who joined me for the H1B Guy Live on October 26th, 2022, where I previewed the December 2022 Visa Bulletin and discussed options for those maybe impacted by H1B layoffs. I wanted to start out today's news by talking about an interview that was held and posted on October the 24th, 2022, and it's titled Rep. Lofgren on Efforts to Change Country Green Card Caps. Rep. Lofgren had a conversation with Here and Now's Deepa Fernandez discussing the Eagle Act. Here are a few key points that she made, and they include: she discussed her markup of the Fairness for High-Skilled Immigrants Act in the Judiciary Committee, which netted the Eagle Act, and it garnered 0 Republican support. As of right now, there are currently 8 Republican co-sponsors on the Eagle Act, while the previous iteration had over 100 Republican co-sponsors. In reference to 386, Rep. Lofgren described the Senate version that was passed via unanimous consent as including several poison pills. She then went on to discuss how country caps were first introduced in 1965 and described those caps as racist, and that a lot has changed in the U.S. since that time. While Congress is still not in session and won't be until November 14th, Rep. Lofgren expects a vote to be held on the Eagle Act. She's just not sure when that will be. She closed out the interview by stating that Congress has several months to bring conclusions to several issues, including the Eagle Act. While the 5-minute plus interview was telling and insightful, it left a lot to be desired. If I'm being honest, without bipartisan support previously enjoyed by the Fairness for High-Skilled Immigrants Act, the Eagle Act feels like it could be dead on arrival if or when it makes its way to the House floor sometime before the end of the year. On October 27th, 2022, USCIS updated its I-129 petition for non-immigrant workers page with an alert that states, quote, "As of August 11th, 2022, we no longer require petitioners to submit a duplicate copy of Form I-129, Petition for Non-Immigrant Worker, or a duplicate copy of any supporting documentation unless we specifically ask you to do so. Due to enhanced electronic scanning capabilities and data sharing with the U.S. Department of State, duplicate copies are no longer needed to avoid delays in consular processing. Petitioners should use this form to file on behalf of a non-immigrant worker to come to the United States temporarily to perform services or labor or to receive training as an H1B, H2A, H2B, H3, L1, O1, O2, P1, P1S, P2, P2S, P3, P3S, Q1, and R1 non-immigrant worker. Petitioners may also use this form to request an extension of stay in or change of status to E1, E2, E3, H1B1, or TN, or one of the above classifications for a non-citizen. While this may be a piece of insignificant news to you, this is huge news to me. As someone who had to print duplicate I-129 forms for hundreds of H-1B applications submitted to USCIS, I've had the tedious responsibility of ensuring accuracy on thousands of individual pieces of paper. For more than 2 years now, I've been calling on USCIS to get more digital and offer more electronic filings for more of their forms, including I-129. So this brings us back to why this is huge news to me. While USCIS may be using scanners to digitize I-129 forms, it also implies that USCIS has the capabilities to adjudicate I-129 forms electronically. During the H1B Guy News, October 21st, 2022, I discussed how USCIS is beginning to improve processing times specifically for Form I-765s, which can now be filed electronically, and subsequently pontificated on USCIS moving to electronic filings for Form I-129, as that would significantly increase those processing times and reduce the necessity to issue RFEs. Hopefully, this is the first step in that direction, but it's still anyone's guess as to when it will be fully implemented. Also on October 27th, 2022, in a post written by Christina M. Kelly from Ogletree Deacons Nash, Smoke and Stewart, published on the National Law Review, titled Child Status Protection Act May Offer Hope to Dependents Aging Out of Green Card Eligibility After AOS Retrogression. The article highlights, quote, in order to benefit from the CSPA, a dependent must meet all four of the following criteria. 1, the dependent must have an immigrant petition or adjustment of status application pending on or after the CSPA effective date, August 6, 2002. 2, the dependent must have a calculated CSPA age under 21. 3, the dependent must remain unmarried. 4, the dependent must have sought to acquire lawful permanent residence within 1 year of visa availability, absent extraordinary circumstances, in one of several specific ways. The primary challenge in determining who falls within the protection of the CSPA is calculating the dependent's CSPA age. As discussed, this calculation requires a use of formula that considers the amount of time the dependent has been waiting for an immigrant visa to become available. The calculation is as follows: age at the time of visa availability minus length of time immigrant petition was pending equals adjusted CSPA age. In order to calculate age at time of visa availability, according to USCIS policy manual, 2 conditions must be met. 1, the immigrant petition on which the AOS is based must be approved. And 2, the applicant's priority date must be current under the final action dates chart on the visa bulletin. The dependent's age at the time of visa availability would be based on the later of the 2 dates on which the condition noted above occurred. Accordingly, a dependent may be eligible for green card approval despite a retrogression as long as 1, the dependent is under 21 and has a pending AOS at the time the parent's priority date becomes current under the final action dates chart on the visa bulletin. 2, the associated I-140 petition is eventually approved. And 3, all other CSPA requirements are met. Very confusing, a lot to unpack, and I will tell you that I'm frequently asked about CSPA protections, and this is the best reference for calculating CSPA that I've seen recently. It really simplifies the calculations and to me makes it understandable. I've covered Documented Dreamers in partnership with Improve the Dream for more than 2 years now. And while the CSPA offers protections, it simply is not enough. And I've discussed the necessity for legislation like the American Children's Act to become law. As I've previously discussed, the Americans Children's Act language is currently included as one of the proposed amendments for the NDAA. For now, though, this is an excellent resource for calculating CSPA qualifications, and especially for those impacted by the retrogression that occurred in the October 2022 Visa Bulletin. I would recommend for those of you who need to, bookmarking the URL for your future reference, and of course, it's included in the video description. For the full post on the H1B Guy news for the week ending October 28th, 2022, please check out the H1BGuy.com. And a reminder that today's news is brought to you by Syndesus and Path to Canada, the ideal plan B for high-skilled immigrants currently located in the U.S. whose status may be uncertain. If you're facing an H1B denial or OPT expiration, don't get caught off guard. Make sure you have a plan B, and Syndesus and Path to Canada are your answers. They'll gladly help you navigate the process, and if you'd like to find out if you qualify, please be sure to use the link in the video description below, and someone from Syndesus or Path to Canada will be in touch. And also by PERM-Ads.com, the industry leader in providing a seamless experience for employers and immigration attorneys navigating the complex PERM recruitment ad phase of the labor certification process. If you're looking to reduce your costs and overhead associated with PERM labor certification recruitment advertising, let PERM-Ads.com help you. And by Mob Squad. Are you a technology professional facing U.S. work visa-related challenges? Don't leave your fate up to chance. Our partner Mob Squad has a solution. Mob Squad helps technology professionals facing U.S. work visa-related uncertainty remain working with their current U.S. company nearshore from Canada, as well as technology professionals from around the world who are seeking an opportunity to find a rewarding career in North America. Through their partnership with the Canadian government, they can obtain a Canadian work permit for you and your spouse in as little as 8 weeks. So whether you're looking to stay working with your current U.S. company or you want to find a new opportunity in Canada, please find out how the team at Mob Squad can help you via the link in the video description below. Join the squad. Just wanted to ask you again to please like this video, subscribe to the H1B Guy channel here on YouTube, and click the bell for notifications so that you're notified anytime we post new content here to this channel. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate your support. The H1B Guy, your global source for all things H1B.